Friends, tell me one thing, how much the share price of a company can increase in one day? $10 million, $100 million, $500 million, or even $1 billion. How much more can increase? You must have heard the name of a well-known company, Nvidia. Goldman Sachs calls it the most important stock on planet Earth, i.e., the most important stock of the Earth. Do you know how much it increased in just one day? $330 billion. Let me explain to you, how much is $330 billion? How much did it increase in one day? Please understand this matter. What is his gain? It has increased more than the GDP of Iraq and New Zealand in one day. The GDP of a country and the gain of one day. Are you understanding, guys? And with this growth, Nvidia has become a $2 trillion company. And with the valuation of $2 trillion, there are only 4 companies in the whole world. And it has reached $2 trillion within the last 1 year. Meaning it took time to come to 1 trillion, but it has come from $1 trillion to $2 trillion within just 12 months. And this gain is not like that, it has happened before. This is the biggest gain in the history of the world, in the stock market. No other big company has grown so much in one day. Before this, in February, Facebook has grown 197 billion in one day. So, a question is forming in your mind. You might be confused. So finally, what does Nvidia do? What products does it manufacture? And what happened in the last year that caused such a tremendous rise in its stock? So let's start the video.
The 9th company in history to reach a market value of $1 trillion club. The company's share price jumped as much as 26%.
The beginning of Nvidia company is 1993, when a Hollywood movie named Jurassic Park is released. It used CGI, i.e., computer-generated imagery in this movie. This made it possible for people to see extinct dinosaurs on the big screen for the first time. This was a new experience for the people, and that's why this movie proves to be an instant hit. Now there seems to be a craze for this type of movies, and at the same time, a Taiwanese-American electrical engineer, Jensen Huang, feels that graphic-based computers are going to be very popular in the future. So on April 5th, 1993, he started Nvidia with his friends Chris Malachowski and Curtis Priam. In the beginning, this company had only $40,000 of funds. But soon all this money gets exhausted in research and development and production. Now he did not even have enough money left to run the company. So he started looking for investors. And here helps them Sequoia Capital, due to which Nvidia receives funding of $20 million. Even after receiving an investment of $20 million, Nvidia company could not do anything special. Actually, in 1995, Nvidia released its first product, a graphic accelerator, NV1, which proved to be a huge failure because its architecture was useless because it only worked with very limited hardware and software. And besides, the performance of NV1 was nothing special compared to its competitors. Moreover, it was also quite expensive, after which this company gets the bad results soon. Actually, Nvidia had sold 250,000 NV1 to its sales partner, Diamond Multimedia, from which 249,000 returns were received. This means difficultly they sold only 1,000 graphic accelerators, whose founders suffered a huge blow. After this failure, this company again started facing financial crises because it had invested all its money in NV1. At the same time, after the failure of this product, there seems to be immense pressure to quickly look for a new investor or work on a new project for another company. Now, seeing the losses of Nvidia company, anyone started getting scared of investing in this company. But after a lot of efforts, he gets a contract for a new project. He had to design graphic hardware for the famous gaming company, Sega, which he was named NV2. After working on this project for a year, in 1997, Nvidia realized it was on the wrong track, and now its end has almost come. Because at the same time, Microsoft was about to announce its own texture mapping approach. This means that this technology of Microsoft does not match with the existing hardware of Nvidia, because Nvidia was working on a completely new architecture. This means that Nvidia's product is not compatible with work. After this, there was a lot of discussion between the two CEOs, and at the end, Jensen Huang made a humble request. Can he make the full payment for this contract? Because if this does not happen, then Nvidia company will be closed within a few weeks. Nvidia had not fulfilled the promise made to her. In such a situation, there was a doubt in his mind that perhaps he would refuse to pay the full amount. And even if we talk about normal scenario, then what is the money when the work is not completed? But the surprising thing is that this did not happen, and Sega released their full payment. Actually, the CEO of Sega at that time was very close friend of Jensen Huang. That's why even after Nvidia's failed attempt, he cleared the full payment of $5 million. Due to this payment, Nvidia could make a new beginning. Actually, for this reason, the credit for Nvidia's growth is still given to Sega company. In the same year, i.e. 1997, Nvidia launched its new graphic card, Riva 128, which proved to be very helpful in saving this company. The most special thing about Riva 128 is that it supports both 2D and 3D graphics. Actually, at that time, separate GPUs were used for 2D and 3D tasks, whereas Riva 128 could handle both the tasks alone. So this was a revolutionary product at that time. Apart from this, it provides high-quality graphic and fast processing. Nvidia had learned its puzzle by mistake and kept its price also low. Because of this, it quickly became popular in the market, and the company sold 1 million units in just 4 months. During the 1990s, 70 companies were existing in the market to compete with Nvidia. But gradually, all the companies in this complex field came to the verge of bankruptcy, and in the end, only 2 companies were left which could survive in the market, in which Nvidia was at number 1 and ATI Technology was at number 2. However, after facing huge losses, ATI Technology started feeling that they could no longer manage the company's operations, so they also merged with the AMD. Nvidia alone was moving ahead in the market, facing ups and downs. Within a few years, Nvidia achieved considerable growth, but Nvidia was not able to make much profit from its products. There are 2 reasons why. First, its profit margin on the product was very low, and second, the manufacturing cost of the product in USA was high. In such a situation, Nvidia thought, why not give our design and do the manufacturing somewhere else where the labor cost is much less? Then he formed a partnership with Taiwan's semiconductor manufacturing company, i.e. TSMC. And from then to till now, Nvidia does the heavily rally on TSMC. This is the fade when the dot-com bubble was burst. Many tech companies were locked out, while on the other hand, Nvidia was preparing to launch its revolutionary product. Now, for those who do not know, let me tell you that the dot-com bubble burst was a financial crisis that occurred between the late 1900s and early 2000s. At the same time, the craze for internet was increasing in America. In this, the investors were feeling that the coming time is going to be of internet, and due to this, they were investing in every company which has .com behind it, regardless of whether that company has a sustainable business model or not. Investors were investing money in it with their eyes closed. Because of this, the valuation of every internet company was sky high. But later, when the investors were released, the company in which they had invested money was not used. So investors started selling all their stocks, due to which the prices of overvalued stocks crashed overnight. And this bubble had burst. The NASDAQ stock exchange had fallen by 78%, and many tech companies had gone bankrupt. But all this did not have much effect on Nvidia, because Nvidia's finances were very strong, and all its manufacturing work was being done in Taiwan. Therefore, in the year 1999, Nvidia launches another successful product. Its name was GeForce 256. This was the first graphic card which was named GPU. The GPU can handle complex graphics tasks independently, which increased the gaming experience. It was the year 2000 when Microsoft was launching its first Xbox. The contract for the GPU was awarded to Nvidia. In the next year, 2001, for the first time, Nvidia generated a revenue of $1 billion. And in the same year, it started supplying GPU for Apple's personal supercomputer, the Power Mac G4. Nvidia had gained a lot of popularity in the early 2000s. And with this, it takes a new step. Now it starts working in collaboration with graphic cards as well as game developers companies, so that they can optimize their games for Nvidia hardware. This practice has become common in today's time, and this is the reason why you see Powered by Nvidia and preferred partner Nvidia on the opening screen of Maximum Games. Nvidia launched another product on March 6, 2003. Its name was GeForce FX 5800, but unfortunately it proved to be a huge failure. and the company also had to face a lot of criticism. Actually, the power consumption of FX5800 was very high, due to which heat started generating rapidly. To maintain excessive heat, a cooling fan was also installed. But the problem was that he made so much noise that people named him Dustbuster, because when compared with AT Radeon 9700 Pro. So the performance of FX5800 was much less than expectations. Because of this, it became a joke among games and tech enthusiasts. And due to this, the company's reputation in the market got very bad. To get this reputation back, now there was a need to launch something which would change the sentiments of the people. Therefore, in 2004, Nvidia started working on her DEAM project, which was CUDA, i.e., Compute Unified Device Architecture. Actually, this is a programming model. After 2 years of hard work, it was launched in 2006. And as soon as it was launched, it completely changed the working method of GPU. Understanding this is a bit complex process for you. So let us understand it in simple language. CPU usually has 6 core, 8 core, and 16 core. 1 core means one processing unit, and GPU has thousands of cores, which can process multiple tasks at the same time. CPU is good at serial processing, whereas GPU is good at parallel processing. Serial processing means that after the task completes one task, it moves on to its next task, whereas GPU divides the same task into small parts and processes it simultaneously. For example, if you have to write an article on a topic, so it is handled by only one person, his name is CPU. First, he will write the first paragraph, then the second, and then the third. By doing this, it will take a lot of time to complete this article. But there are many people near you for the same work of yours. Now you have divided your article into separate paragraphs, and each paragraph was given to a different person. This means that now everyone will start their work at the same time. This entire article will be completed in some time, and the GPU processes the work in this way. Here you people will have a question that CPU is useless, we should use direct GPU. But it's not like that, because there are some tasks which take a lot of time to run parallel, and at such times CPU proves to be more effective. And in such a situation, CUDA comes in handy, which allows switching any task between CPU and GPU. This gives flexibility to your system. Today, its use has also been seen in crypto mining, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. Year 2011, when Nvidia enters the smartphone market with its Tegra-line chip. But unfortunately, they are not successful in this. Despite facing many challenges, Nvidia had to face failure at some places, but was also making profit in some sectors. For example, in 2012, Nvidia had moved beyond gaming to data centers, cloud computing, and model training. And this is the secret behind its success. Because the parallel processing used in graphic rendering is also ideal for deep learning. Besides, parallel processing is also quite useful for crypto mining because it requires a lot of compute power, in which Nvidia's GPU is proved to be much more efficient. In 2018, when the crypto market crashed, Nvidia suffered a huge blow. When the price of cryptocurrency started falling, suddenly the demand for mining GPUs also decreased because more and more people were purchasing Nvidia GPUs for crypto mining, because of which it started production on a large scale, and that's why access inventory with Nvidia was now stock. On the other hand, due to the economic slowdown, Nvidia's growth in the gaming and data center markets had slowed down, due to which its stock price came down by 31%. Right now, this company was facing so many challenges. That's when COVID-19 comes, and the supply chain of the entire world stops. Many companies were ruined during COVID-19. Nvidia somehow managed to survive. And this is the reason why companies like OpenAI, Amazon, and Facebook use Nvidia GPU for training many of their models. Till 2021, its major revenue came only from the gaming industry. But today it has become data center, and this became possible only because of the AI boom, when ChatGPT was made public in December 2022. Then people came to know what AI could do. And the interesting thing is that Nvidia's GPU has also been used to make ChatGPT. This is the reason why Nvidia's valuation increases from $1 trillion to $2 trillion in just 180 days. And after this, Within just 96 days, it created history by reaching a valuation of $2 trillion to $3 trillion. Today, Nvidia has captured 80% market share, and analysts believe that Nvidia can achieve $5 trillion valuation very soon. Thanks for watching.